It was a stormy night in the old cemetery. Dark trees swayed ominously in the howling wind, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. Rain poured relentlessly, the ground becoming slick with mud. Mist crept along the gravestones, swirling and twisting like forgotten souls. In the distance, a crumbling mausoleum stood in silent decay, barely visible through the downpour. A woman, her face pale and solemn, knelt at a grave, her trembling fingers tracing the name etched into the cold stone. Tears welled in her eyes, falling silently onto the earth below. The atmosphere was heavy with grief, as if the very air around her shared in her sorrow. She whispered the name softly, her voice cracking in the storm. But then a sound, a faint whisper, drifted through the mist. The woman froze, her breath catching in her throat. She looked up, startled, her eyes scanning the cemetery around her. The wind carried the whisper again, barely audible, like a voice from another world. She stood slowly, heart pounding, the oppressive silence of the cemetery suddenly feeling more alive than it should. She felt drawn to the mausoleum, its rusted door slowly creaking open on its own, revealing a dimly lit interior. Inside, a single candle flickered atop a stone pedestal, casting shadows that danced eerily on the walls. The air felt thick, charged with something ancient, something unseen. A deep sense of foreboding gripped her as she stepped inside, her footfalls echoing in the hollow chamber. Then she saw him, a ghostly figure of a man, translucent and glowing faintly in the dim light. His hollow eyes met hers, and though his lips curled into a wistful smile, his presence sent a chill through her body. He reached out toward her, his hand hovering in the cold air, as if yearning for something lost long ago. The woman could feel the weight of his sadness, his longing, as though centuries of sorrow had passed through him. The woman hesitated, unsure whether to stay or flee. But as the ghost's form began to shift, his features twisted into something monstrous. His once soft expression contorted, eyes glowing brighter, his body warping into a grotesque, unnatural shape. The mausoleum seemed to shudder around them, the air turning suffocatingly cold. With a loud crash, the mausoleum door slammed shut, trapping her inside. The whispers grew louder, circling her, suffocating her in their ethereal grasp. Her breath came in short gasps, her heart racing as the monstrous figure approached, its form flickering and shifting in the candlelight. And then silence. At dawn, the cemetery was quiet once more. The storm had passed and a pale mist lingered over the gravestones. A wilted rose lay on a nearby grave, its petals trembling in the faint breeze. A soft, chilling whisper drifted through the wind, a reminder of the night before, of the ancient spirit that still lingered, waiting.